God, you
You're
guys are
ready.
gonna hate me forever. There you go. Play that during the next break.
All right.
Okay, I'll have that link in mind.
Tythorr playing Zerg, of course, and Feyn as our random player.
Rolling random.
Like Limp Biscuit, rolling.
Rolling. So starting up here in the top right-hand side of the map, which is Whirlwind to Ellie, we do have the orange random / Terran player Feyn.
And on the bottom left, the blue Zerg pieces, Tythorr. We just saw him. I don't want to say destroy, but he really did dominate over his Zerg opponent there in that last series we watched from round 4. Now I don't know how long between round 4 and round 5 that we actually had to wait here, but Tythorr, man, seeing more games from this guy. He's a popular guy apparently.
Yeah, pretty much. Seems like we've seen a game from him at least every week that we've casted. So I mean, like, very, very talented player from what I've seen.
He doesn't belong in that silver league. I'd say at least gold.
Yeah, but as we've discussed before with the ladder the way it is, it's kind of hard to get promoted anymore.
I know. Apparently, you can't get demoted mid-season, but you can't get promoted, and that's just a bad sign for everybody. So everyone's all sorts of pissed off when you can't get out of bronze.
That's okay. I'm forever bronze, and I'm okay with that.
That's what you can sing. You can sing that song.
Forever bronze. Don't wanna be forever bronze. Oh my god.
We actually have a guy named Forever Bronze in the chat who has tuned into every stream we've done so far. So
I know.
There's your present now.
There we go. And Jeff is here. He made it.
Ooh, well, that's because I bugged him on Facebook.
That's right. You do that. You make sure he shows up. You keep him accountable.
And the gas for Feyn just now finishing up, as well as the barracks. So are we going to see Reapers? Or are we going to see Factory? We've got to see something. I
want to see Factory.
I would like to see Factory. Of course, Mines and TVZ are so good, but
Siege tanks.
Tanks?
Hey man, I
that's the
misjudged
old
this
meta,
earlier.
dude. That's the Wings of Liberty meta. Tanks?
It might be, but I misjudged it earlier and still don't.
Yeah, well,
there is a reason I'm still in bronze.
Most people don't actually use tanks against Protoss, at least from my experience. And there goes down the Tech Lab, so I'm thinking this is just going to be, the gas for Stimp Pack, Combat Shield, Marauders, that kind of stuff.
For a very split second, I thought it was going to be a triple expand out of Tythorr. I saw the Overlord flying over here.
Oh.
I was about to get all excited.
Yeah. Ooh, there's actually a Reaper. We've seen this from Feyn the past two times, maybe three. The past 2 times that we've seen her play and get Terran, she grabs the Tech Lab and then makes Reapers, though. Unless there was some sort of patch that I don't know about, you don't need that Tech Lab to make Reapers, so it's just delaying the actual Reaper. I know in Wings of Liberty, you did need that Tech Lab, but they changed that. Because I remember I would just go, like 5 racks, no attachments, and then Reaper cheese against Zerg people back in the beta.
Pretty much every game you played in the beta was some sort of Reaper cheese, and I'm not saying that directed at you specifically, but the beta in and of itself was kind of scary.
Yeah, and so we are going to see that initial Reaper, and that's going to do some scouting there. Going to see that second base, but we also did see that Factory drop down for Feyn, and I like that decision. Reapers, especially when the opponent doesn't have speed, are very good scouts. They're really good for harassment, but most of all, you can really see what's going on. And with halfway decent control, you can keep that Reaper alive as long as your opponent is not doing early speed. But not when you get caught like that. One more hit instead. And the Reaper falls.
I thought there for a second she definitely had it taken care of.
The Reaper did see the rippling spawning pool here, so she caught that. She knows that speed is on the way. Though, what are we going to see here out of this Factory? We see a mine. Nice.
Widow Mines.
A Widow Mine with a Hellion queued up behind it. Widow Mines are really good. When you do a factory opener, they're really good for holding the natural. If you decide to fast expand, though, obviously Feyn did not decide to do that. Feyn going ahead and grabbing Combat Shield.
More Widow Mines.
Oh, that supply block. That's not good. There we go.
Damn widow mines. Come on.
It's pretty standard stuff here going on for the Terran player, I suppose. You know, she's got nearly 1,000 minerals, so expanding would be a really good idea, especially when you got those mines there to back it up. You got a Hellion out. Or, you know, you could build it in the main and float it down later. That's always an option.
I like just building barracks. Just keep hitting the A button.
That's what you can do, too. You could just
keep
drop
hitting
down
the
more
A button.
barracks.
It's all Terran needs is Marines in a chair.
No, she did decide... Shut up. She did decide to grab that second refinery as well, but she's just going to start banking gas at this point because, I mean, there's really no way she could spend all that gas unless she drops a starport or something for some medevacs. Maybe can go for a one-base Widowmine drop, something funky like that, but I just don't see that happening now because we would have seen the starport drop.
Yeah, and so now I do like this play out of Feyn at least to put the Widowmine down here to get that initial shot off on anything that comes up the ramp. Now, if Tythorr is smart, he would send one ling up there to just deactivate it, but...
Yeah. Or, okay, actually taking the two lings died there. That's really it. But Tythorr also has a few roaches. Really, I don't see this push doing much of any damage. Any critical damage, that is. Might be able to do a little bit harassment and kind of be annoying. We'll see how successful this push is here. We've got a single Widowmine protecting this natural of Feyn, along with a Marauder, a couple Marines, and 2 Hellions. And more Marines on the way. She's got a bunch of Marauders queued up at this initial barracks here.
That's okay.
I suppose so. But when your opponent's got their natural completed and harvesting and has third on the way, you want to be able to do a little bit more with your money. And she's nearing that 800 mineral mark. Oh, yeah.
Just passed it.
Yep. And
more expansions.
More expansions and more barracks. Do a giant push.
There you go.
Man, when you see roaches, you know your opponent doesn't have those banelings, so you could afford to just do a big marine push. But without medevacs, those pushes really are quite a bit less effective than they could be, though. Looks like she's just dropping more and more barracks. That saturation on the natural, 32 out of 24 for Tythorr. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Tythorr going for broke.
Tythorr actually moving up here to third to scout for a base. Nothing up there. Just making sure that his opponent isn't expanding like crazy while he sits back and does the same. Whoa.
He's dropping down 2
Look at all these overlords on the way up here. There's like a fleet of overlords. What are they doing?
I think we're going to see an overlord drop.
You think so? I mean, he's got overlord speed.
Well, yeah, why else do you get overlord speed?
Oh, he's just sending them out all over the map. I think that's pretty cool, making sure that his opponent isn't expanding anywhere that you don't want him to be expanding to. Though, got a bunker here at the natural for Feyn. Nothing inside it just yet. Only one Widowmine, which, I would like to see a little bit more in that department. But,
I definitely agree, but she definitely must feel safe with just the one, followed up by a bunch of Hellions.
As well, throw some tanks down or something, especially when your opponent has a bunch of roaches like that. And there is that starport as well. And a second starport and engineering bay going down. No upgrades in production through that engineering bay just yet. But really, if she sits here too long, she's just going to fall behind. And
yeah,
it's not going to be good.
I would already contend that it's already happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does have a nice little death ball sitting up here on top, but she's giving Tythorr free reign to basically take whichever base he wants and just kind of...
As a Terran player, you do not want to be contained by your Zerg opponent. You want to be all about doing the complete opposite. You want to be containing them, whether it's with tanks, with bio drops, anything like that. But when you're contained by a Zerg opponent and they're just getting a base, 2 bases, even 3 bases ahead of you, you're just going to lose the game because you can't keep up on production.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what Zergs love to do, is contain their opponents and stay at least 1 base ahead. Because really at that point, when you can produce so much, you can just lose everything and just recreate it, and won't cause any problems.
Well, yeah, the more hatcheries you get, the harder it is for the Terran player essentially to move and breathe.
Yeah.
because you get that instant resupply. The 300 food push becomes very, very imminent.
I really like this from Tythorn, just leaving these roaches up here for now. I mean, that is a lot of overlords. I wonder if that was just like a miss rally, because he doesn't seem to be doing much with them.
I was hoping it would have been an overlord drop.
Yeah, maybe.
Tythor, you're killing me. You're killing me, sir.
We already saw the Nidus man. He's done enough.
No.
I think that was moderately satisfying. Working on that creep spread as well. We'll see how long Feyn actually decides to sit here.
Feyn
Oh, she's
actually does see the overlord down here.
She's
Sorry.
grabbing a starport with a tech lab, so maybe Banshees?
Banshees, maybe Ravens.
You know, those two could be problematic.
I do think Ravens would be kind of a fun...
It'd be fun.
Yeah, it would definitely be a fun game.
It'd be fun. It'd be good to harass with, whether you're dropping turrets or throwing bombs at the drones. You don't have to worry too much about spore crawlers either, because you can just drop your turrets and go.
Yeah, we do see a third command center coming down for Feyn now.
And 1-1 upgrades up, actually just finishing for Feyn as well on the bio. Meanwhile, Tythor sitting on 1 attack. No armor in production. So 1-0 with two attack on the way there, just over halfway done.
Tythor also sitting on 4 bases and a crap.
Yeah, that's so much money. You got that 4th base. This is what I'm talking about. Feyn is just sitting back for far too long. The only hope she really has, I guess, at this point, is if she sits here long enough to get maxed and then just somehow does some kind of devastating push, and Tythor can't remax quick enough, but that's really rare, and I don't think that's going to happen here. But definitely sitting back when you're playing against a certain opponent is not what you want to be doing.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, she seems content just to do that, which is not...
Though, I mean, there's a few medevacs on the way. She's going to fight.
She isn't. Actually, that was...
Yeah, she took out a few lings and roaches. That wasn't all that bad, but...
Oh,
yeah.
no, don't lead with the Marine. Billie Jean, get back. Okay, he does. We're going to follow that Marine.
Which one?
I can't link him to you now.
Is he at full health? Is he damaged?
He's at full health. He's got 3 kills.
There's so many. I'm not going to ever find him.
No, probably not. Yeah. If I ever get a clear shot of him, I will...
Oh, wait. I think I found him. I clicked on a Marine with 3 kills. Oh, I missed him. That's too bad here. Reducing the lings. They're just going to get eaten right up by the Marines there. Oh, my God. They're on move command. No!
Billie Jean, don't die. Do not die on me.
They're going to die. There's no medevac to save them. They're all going to die.
It's a sad day to be a Marine in Feyn's army.
That is terrible. That is not good at all. Really, Tythor could just finish it off with a push right now. We'll see if that's what he decides to do. Oh, no. And lifted off that 3rd base. And is she going to place it somewhere? I don't know. Is she going to just make it a planetary and make it a hell of a lot harder for Tythor to actually finish her off? But, I don't know. She can grab this 3rd base and try to keep up, but it's just not going to happen, I don't think.
Yeah,
Tythor's sitting on a pack of 7,000 minerals just about.
I was going to say, look at the money discrepancy here.
Dude, there's a Thor on the way.
Yes.
That'll do it. No, the 4 Thors are queued up there. Thor is here. 3 more in queue. Is that inefficient or what?
Nope. That's efficient.
That's all right, though. When you got a bunch of money, why not just make a bunch of Thors?
Yeah, exactly. That works, right?
And what is this command center doing? It's floating all the way.
Don't you worry about that command center.
Command center is going to drop there in the top left, but little does she know that Tythor has an overlord there, and yep, sees what's going. He's going to go track it down. This is Tom Cruise right now, flying this command center. Shit, sir, we have a problem. And so many Marines and the Thor are going to be moving out here. Sees that Tythor's army's out of place, and she's just going to push. Look at that. That distraction. It was just a diversion. That's what it was. Too bad. I don't think she's going to make it to even the third phase before this army shows up. Oh no. 1-1 Marines. 2-2 just about to finish. I think it's going to finish before the actual engagement. Got 10 seconds on it. Maybe not. Yeah, these roaches have showed up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, these. I'm sorry, but Billie Jean Jr. is going to die.
No, there's no Billie Jean Jr.
Why not?
Doesn't happen. Although there is a Thor.
The fourth medevac gets taken out, and then she boosts them and leaves them. No. Oh.
Uh-oh.
But there's a Thor with the natural. It's okay.
I'm curious.
Put the Thor in the bunker.
I don't. You can't do that.
That's too bad. Can you upgrade cargo space or whatever it is in the engineering bay and put it in the planetary or something?
No, you're still 2 slots short. Thors and bunkers would be OP.
I'm just thinking about that right now. That'd be hilarious.
What would that look like? That's my question. Like, what would the Thor?
It would wear the bunker as a hat. And the push from Tythorn up here. At the natural of Feyn is not going very well for Feyn. There's nothing in that bunker, but I don't think it would change anything anyway. The Thor just falls. I don't know.
The front door is getting barreled down. Feyn is in a really strong spot right now.
Yeah, GG, darling.
GG comes out.
That good manner.
That is good manner. Feyn, big heart goes out to you for all of the manner.
All right, looks like Dead Frogs has joined us as well. How you doing there, Dead Frogs?
I think he's been here for a little while.
I just now saw him in the chat. Okay, so just chill. Now, if I had the second monitor, I really wish I did. I would actually have this chat over somewhere, so I didn't have to alt tab. But you know, I'm lazy and I don't have it hooked up because somebody bought it from me.
Kadwa, that would be scary. Says give Thor's bunker slots, let the Marines get in the Thor and shoot out.
Okay, all right. Considering the sort of player Cadwa is, I think we can understand why he'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I agree with Zero. First world problems.
All right, so this is game 2 on Polar Nightliner Edition between Feyn and Tythor. Let's kick off this game.
There we go.
So in general, I think that opening wasn't too bad of Feyn there. The early Reaper for scouting, if you can keep it alive, it's can prove to be pretty valuable. Grabbing that factory as well for the mine, not a bad choice, but I would like to see an earlier expansion and then an earlier third, or at least a much earlier third, and not, actually attempting to do a little bit of harassment there.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god. Spawning up here on the top hand side of Polar Knight LE as the orange Protoss player.
Oh.
Like, I just have to wrap my head around this because we've seen so few Protoss. We have Feyn.
Wow. And on the bottom of Polar Knight, the Blue Zerg Tythor up 1-0 in the series. So, actually, this is like the complete opposite of our Hive Mind tournaments because we see pretty much everybody playing Protoss in those.
Yeah, we do see a lot of Protoss.
And I'm like the only Terran.
Yeah.
It's really depressing.
It is kind of depressing. Maybe you should switch to Protoss. Maybe that's... No, wait, you tried that.
Protoss is not my calling. I play Protoss in team games and DT Rush because that's all I can do. DT Rush and 4-gate.
Don't hate the 4-gate.
Exactly. Don't hate the 4-gate. You hate the player.
Some days.
Some days what?
I don't know. Drone Scout is coming out now, though, for Tythor. Gonna come up and see that Feyn is in fact Protoss.
Yeah. But other than that, not spotting anything out of the ordinary really going on, and gonna
Oh no!
Cue the shit out of those commands on that drone there. Look at that.
Gotta make sure the drone knows where it's going.
Exactly. So apparently they can't think for themselves. And there goes that base for Tythorr. Going hash first. Probably not a bad idea.
No, I think that's a really good idea for most.
Unless maybe Feyn decides 4-gate, but that is a little bit late of a gas timing for that, so maybe not. So I think 3
it's a little bit
would be
late.
cooler.
I don't know how well 3-gate Robo would work in this situation, actually.
And
Maybe
Immortals are
3.
awesome.
Maybe 3-gate Robo expand, but I definitely probably wouldn't attack out.
3-gate Robo all in. And this probe from Feyn gonna be very annoying here and possibly take out that spawning pool. Right? Are we gonna see the cancel?
Yep, we're gonna see it.
Absolutely not. And the Cyber Core for Feyn as well. Oh shit, gonna sneeze.
You have a mute button on your mic for that.
Shut up. Stream doesn't mind.
I bet they do. Stream, do you mind? Type 1 if you mind, stream.
Don't be an asshole, dude. So, you're all too familiar with being an asshole.
Some would say.
All would say. And Warp Gate in production, but no Chrono Boost on the Warp Gate. Well, she has
no,
75 energy, so she could Chrono Boost it like 3 times in a row.
That just hurts.
What?
That just hurts.
The buildup of energy?
No.
What? Calling you an asshole?
Well, I mean, that's normal, but saying that everybody knows too well,
Oh,
just...
come on. The amount of shits you don't give on the Hive Mind Facebook page. It's pretty obvious.
It's true. Oh, see, people care.
See?
Lost cares 3 times.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Roach Warren just about finished for Tythorr. As well as a few more gateways going down. Oh, that's 2 gates. That is 2 gates. Where's the 4th gate?
So Feyn's up to 3.
Where's the 4th gate? We're going to see a 4th gate or a Robo.
Or
Oh, there's the 4th.
expand.
There's the 4th gate. We're not going to see the Robo. But I would, really, on one guess, Robo's probably not a good idea anyway. And there's the Mosho core.
There
4th
again, you can
gateway.
do it, but it won't work out.
The
too
proxy pylon we see down there. This is a 4-gate. This is a 4-gate. 4-gate all in.
Maybe.
I hope so. Warp gate is 5 seconds out. Chrono boosted.
A little bit late timing on that 4th gateway, though, but that's okay.
Hey man, I pushed once at 6:30 and you got really mad about it in 2Q2.
Well, yeah, because you pushed and you had like 1 warp in a unit down at the proxy.
Does that matter? No.
Yes.
What matters is you hit as early as possible.
Not true.
And Tythorr is aware of what's going on right now. Producing 2 lings. And it's got a roach out actually. And we see that warp in, 3 zealots from Feyn. A rally here with the stalkers. And a spine going down. Good call.
And the 4th gateway going to go ahead and finally get changed into a warp gate.
And layer tech just finished. 2 more spines. Or actually, 1 additional spines for a total of 2.
No,
If
it
Feyn
is
doesn't
important.
push soon.
I was going to say, it's important to note that this is in fact past the normal time when you would push.
Yeah, I mean, if she allows these spines to finish, it's not going to be good. There's 1 done, and she's going for the push, but I think that second one is going to be good on time. And here, oh, she's actually backing off, or no, just trying to be a little bit careful.
Yep, probably waiting for another warp in, which I don't think is a terrible idea.
But we did just see a few roaches come out for Tythorr with 3 more on the way, as well as roach speed. Oh, actually, no, that's Overlord speed. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
What'd you say, roach speed?
I said roach speed. Yeah, I was assuming it was roach speed, but
Oh, that's a good guess. Man.
he has roaches, right?
And more stalkers coming out. So yeah, this is... Ooh.
The Robo's going down, and this is all on one base, mind you.
I think this is going to be an all-in, sir.
I agree. We've seen worse all-ins, though, from our good
True,
buddy
yeah.
Scott. The 6-gate double
The
Robo.
Six-gate double robo all-in off of one base. Yeah.
Oh, Tythorr actually throwing his roaches out of the natural there. I think he might be good, though, unless we see some crazy time warp or something, or a mass recall. Actually, okay, another warping from Feyn might
Yeah.
change that.
I think Feyn, I don't know, in terms of gas, Feyn is in a really rough spot. She's only got one worker mining from this one gas geyser.
Yeah.
So she's really not going to be able to keep up with those ranged units. And Zealots in this number are probably going to melt to...
Yeah, I think waiting this long to push is definitely hurting the potential of the 4-gate. And are we going to see use of that mothership, like a time warp or something? Would be really helpful. You know, time warp decreases attack speed. No, okay. It says reduces movement speed by 50, so it wouldn't actually affect the...
Oh no, Feyn, you're going to lose everything.
Yeah, oh no. Oh, and yeah, that's what she's for.
Oh, Feyn.
And pooping a few changelings there, of course.
Are those manner changelings? Like, is it too early to call manner changelings?
I don't know. I think Tythorr knew what that was, and they might have been manner changelings. I don't know. I just crushed your all in. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Now, it is important to notice that Feyn hasn't expanded at all.
Yeah, despite losing that push, looks like she's still contentious to stay on one base, which is, I mean, I feel like that's a bad decision. She's got nearly 2,000 minerals. She could very well take that expansion, but does she realize that these are changelings? Yep. I'm gonna start picking away at those. But yeah, when you've got 1,800 minerals, you might as well expand, if not double expand. I know that seems kind of risky, but...
Or just flood, whatchamacallit, flood Zealots.
Yeah.
Why not?
You think at this point that would be a good idea, though?
Maybe. I mean, like, you might be able to do something.
Yeah. I just think she doesn't have enough gateways for that. But anyway, yeah, there goes that natural. Gonna take out the proxy pylon of Feyn. The Feyn does have a warp prism back here, but is it gonna get seen by Tythorr? Yes. Yeah. It's a little strange there. I'm pushing B. It looks like it's just out of vision, but it actually is inside vision. So Tythorr is aware of that warp prism there.
Now, the expansion for Feyn is going to go down, but by this point, I would like to see some Coloxin production.
Yeah.
Or even a couple of mortals. Right now, she does have an observer out, but otherwise, it seems like, well, I mean, there's an immortal on the way, but that Robo's been pretty quiet at this point.
Yeah, she got that immortal there in the main. Is that the only one? Oh, she's got a second in production and now a third immortal. So, if Tythorr decides to push anytime soon, Feyn can probably hold it, especially with those immortals. Unless, Feyn just engages really horribly, which, I don't think would be that big of a problem here at the natural. Just choke there. Though, just like we saw in those games with Viper Musashi, when you just sit back on two bases after your all-in failed and let your opponent grab the third and just eventually just start pulling ahead of you, it's just not good news at all. So we'll see if Feyn can actually hold her own here. She is behind 21 harvesters. Of course, commentary from Forever Bronze. Coloxin, the proper plural form.
That's right, it is.
Day 9 would never lie, of course.
Day 9 never lies.
Except when telling you that J is a number, right?
No, J actually is a number.
Oh. Where is it? In the number bet.
In the number bet?
Yeah, like the alphabet. Like what does it come after? What does it come before?
J can be anything because depending upon which field of math you're in, it can.
Okay, you're gonna go the cheesy route and say it's a variable.
Well, it is.
In that
but I mean,
case,
it
I
actually does
suppose you're
stand.
right.
It does stand for something. You can Wikipedia that. I did look it up one day.
Does it mean something specific all the time? Ooh. Looks like Tythorn might be ballsy here and take out the rocks. Feyn has no idea. Absolutely no idea that that's going on over there. So now she might be able to see that the ice is falling. The ice is down, and here comes the push. Ooh, but these roaches aren't going to be met with a face full of face disruptors from those mortals. Oh, pushing in the backhand. We're just going to go right up into the main. Wow. Screw the immortals and stalkers. I don't need to deal with that. I'm just going to kill all your workers. Oh, and A clicking with those workers is such a bad idea because now on attack move, those just kill everything. That is not good. And though with these immortals and reinforcement stalker warp in, I don't think this is enough. Though we did actually see the photon overcharge there on the natural, but it's just out of range of these units in the main. Oh, this is horrible. And the reinforcements from Tythorn are just heading right over here to the natural. So much damage being done, and there's the GG. Well, Feyn losing game 2. We will see how game 3 goes, if she can pull back. It's hard to say like what she should improve on because we never know what race she's gonna get next. Oh man,
yeah, exactly.
I have so many notifications here from HiveMind. What is going on while we're doing this?
Sounds like somebody killed their mic.
I didn't.
Oh.
I'm good. I'm just checking out this real quick. See if anything important's going on.
They probably hate it. There's probably a small fight going.
Okay. Oh look, Nighthawk did plug us. Nice.
I see that.
All right. So let's go on to game 3.
Wait.
We have a
Wait.
Wait. What?
I'm
What?
gonna tweet too.
Oh yeah, getting them tweets, and we actually did see Trumpet and Cool tweet for us earlier when we first started streaming. He said he couldn't be here till later on. That's all right. Pretty chatty chat this evening.
I also have one scheduled to go out here in just a second.
Nice. I would tweet, but I don't have enough followers. I'm sorry.
You think I do?
Yeah, of course.
No.
Come on. You're super popular, man. I'm going to go ahead and plug again in day 9 checks. It looks like might have another person or two who aren't aware that this is going on.
There we go.
Nice. All right, so are we good to go?
Tweeted.
We are.
We are? We're good?
Yep.
Sweet. Let's go on to match 3. Of course, on Derelict Watcher. So tonight, Tythorn has gone 5-0. We will see if there will be an upset.
I want to see the upset.
I want to see the upset. Do you want to see Feyn get Protoss again?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see Zerg again. I don't know. Another ZVZ. And oh, look, it's ZVZ.
So spawning down here on the bottom left-hand side of Derelict Watcher, we do have our yellow-orange. I don't know whether that's yellow or
Orange.
orange Zerg pieces Feyn.
Orange. And spawning as the blue Zerg here on the top right, Derelict Watcher. We have Tythor, who is, I guess, now watching Scarlet maybe on another monitor, and maybe copycatting them ZVZ builds. So I mean, it's hard to, like I was just saying, it's hard to give some commentary on where the improvements can be made for the loser when the loser's playing random and they get a different race and you don't know what to expect. It's not really anything you can talk about as far as their gameplay last time. Ooh, I'm doing the single extractor trick there from Feyn. Tythorr grabbing the gas and actually deciding to hold on to it. And I'm afraid to say this, but we are not going to see the Overlord high five.
That's just depressing.
I'm so disappointed.
So much disappointment not seeing that Overlord high five in the middle of the
And
map.
the spawning pool going down for Tythorr, as well as for Feyn, just a little bit later. Though, as we saw in Tythor's games versus Viper Musashi, he really likes to do his early play with the early spawning pools. And we'll see how it works out for him this time.
Yeah, now Feyn looks like she is... Nope, never mind. I'm just going to stop talking.
What was it? What was
Oh, I
going
was
on?
looking at gas timings. And it looked like Feyn was going to have hers just a little bit quicker, but turns out I was wrong. So
That's all right. There's hardly any difference there in the timings. They're pretty identical. Spawning pool for Tythorr just finishing, and the spawning pool for Feyn is about, done. So, and Tythorr actually starting his metabolic boost.
But we do have an expansion for Feyn going down here.
Interesting. One for the early pool, maybe as a defensive measure, as you were talking about earlier, except not with roaches. I'm just getting that spawning pool in the case of aggression from Tythorr. We do see 4 lings in production for Tythorr, as well as speed, which is about 60 seconds out now. And speed actually starting for Feyn as well, just a little bit later.
So right now, actually, both these players doing almost the identical things. The only difference in play is that Feyn has an expansion down.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty indicative that Tythorr, sticking on one base for so long, is kind of intent to do some damage here with this initial ling push. And we'll see if Feyn can actually hold on to this base here. We've got several lings coming out across the map from Tythorr. And 6 lings in production for Feyn, a few of those popping out right now. Adding 2 more onto that number.
And the expansion for Tythorr going down now.
Looks like Feyn is going to run right by these lings here. Oh, no, she sees them, and she's outnumbered, so she is going to take off. But speed did just finish for Tythorr. So if we see some ling battles here in the next few seconds, they are going to be in Tythorr's favor.
Yeah, and Tythorr looking like he's just ready to go ahead and bust down the front.
Oh, no. Better get help from that queen. Oh, the lings are just going to head right up, but there is a queen and a few lings here to try and defend, but these lings with speed are going to take care of that queen. Losing that inject is horrible.
And actually, it looks like, at least for the moment, Feyn is going to stabilize.
Yeah, but losing a queen this early is kind of hurtful because, you lose that inject, which when your opponent is making a bunch of lings, you really need that production. Tythorr actually went ahead and dropped that hatchery as well behind this aggression. Not a bad call at all. 10 more lings in production from him, though, so he really doesn't want to let up at this point.
No, and I mean, I think continual aggression out of Tythorr is probably... I'm going to say a good thing, and it's not really dumb to say that, but I mean, it keeps Feyn producing units, and I mean, like,
And
it's
we've
really
seen
just
this
giving...
this past games.
Yeah, it's just giving Tythorr the opportunity to continue to drone up behind all of this aggression.
Yeah, he essentially did the same thing to Viper Musashi, and it worked very well, where he just kept battering down the door, basically containing his opponent to 2 base, and in some cases even taking out that second base. Ooh, and sniping that queen again.
Ooh, that is not good.
No. Yeah, this is not a good time at all. She's got a bunch of lings here at the natural that are going to stop any reinforcements from coming in, but meanwhile, these lings in the main are going to do a whole lot of damage to these drones. And are the drones going to clean them up? Eventually. Not without heavy losses. Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
Yeah,
that
that's not good because she's now down to 8 harvesters. Meanwhile, Tythorr is at 17. Oh, that counterattack.
Little counterattack here. Looking like actually it's going to be pretty potent. Going to go ahead and take down that queen.
Wow, when you've got all your lings rallied across the map, you've got nothing at home. And looks like Feyn is going to take care of these drones here at the natural.
And I'm wondering if Tythorr is just going to continue to push, or if he's actually
going to pull back. It looks like try to. At this point, you can't kill the hatchery. You need to pull your limbs off. And,
yeah, I was going to say Feyn's going to lose all of her limbs.
I mean, she came close. You got 214 health left, but no cigar. Tythorr actually went ahead and built a spy crawler in his main, just in case.
I was going to say, better to be safe than sorry. And more lings coming out now for Feyn across the map.
Yeah, and even though Tythorr did lose a few drones there, he is still ahead. He's at 14 harvesters to Feyn's 8. So he is going to be able to outproduce his opponent, on Zerglings if that's what he decides to do. Though Feyn has 7 drones in production, trying to catch up there. And yeah, 1 melee attack out from Tythorr.
That early push from Tythorr was so devastating. Feyn is actually, she's been playing like an extreme game of catch up this entire time, and I hate to say this early, but I don't know that she's actually going to make it back into this game.
I mean, it was like 7 minutes in the game, and she was down to 8 workers, which is just about what you start out with. So definitely back into the Stone Age, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she's starting from square one, which is why I say that, and it's really hard to come back from that position unless you're very, very scrappy in your play.
Yeah, and she has 4 more drones in production there, so is going to bring that harvester number up to 23. Meanwhile, Tythor's sitting on 26, and actually going for the lair tech. Meanwhile, Tythorr dropping down that roach warren and just started his own lair.
Yep, there goes lair tech for Tythorr.
So it looks like Tythorr actually isn't going to try to contain his opponent, as he was doing those earlier ZVZ games we saw. Maybe he, from that push out of Feyn, maybe just feeling a little bit threatened. Definitely does not want to lose that second base there. It's at 260 health, so maybe that's the reason he's keeping stuff at home for now.
Yeah, and that very well might be just playing defensive with that, although he could transfuse it.
That's true.
Now, granted, at this stage in the game, with energy regenerating as slowly as it does, really, I can understand why you wouldn't want to.
And
just
Spire.
let the hatchery naturally regenerate.
Spire just got dropped for Feyn. So, Roach is out of Tythorr. I'm expecting to see the Hydra Den at some point for Tythorr. Judging based on those games we saw between Viper and Tythorr, he does like his Roach Hydra against Zerg opponents. The last time we saw Mutas against Roach Hydra, it did not go very well, so we'll see how it works for Feyn.
Yeah, it did not work out very well.
I hear that dog.
Yep, he is sitting
That
up
dog.
flat.
And Tythorr going ahead and grabbing to third base. Not a bad call at all, considering Feyn is just chilling in the inner natural for now. It's a pretty safe base to take.
Well, and again, Feyn is basically knocked back so far, and then on top of that, she did decide to go ahead and just mine gas. I'm not sure if I like that play at all. I think mining off of 1 gas while you're rebuilding is fine, but then mining off of 3 of them while you're trying to rebuild everything is very, very risky.
Yeah. That Overlord speed was zooming right by Feyn's Overlord there on the bottom right.
Yeah.
Impressive display of skill. And that skin, too.
That skin.
That skin on the Overlord.
Apparently there's more skins coming, so...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
For being level 90, I have to get more things to strip my Apine with?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes. And looks like Feyn actually grabbed her own base just about the same time as Tythorr, a little bit behind.
Yeah, and actually it looks like there's some mutas now out on the board. She does have 4 more in production. But again, as we well know...
They might be a bit annoying, especially with the third base undefended at the moment. But we do see the Spore Crawler in the main for Tythorr. Not exactly a response to seeing that Spire because he doesn't know it's there, but, just in case.
Yeah, I think it's actually more of just a natural reflex for certain players in general to just go ahead and get at least one.
Yeah.
Because it can never hurt.
She's actually
Really
got,
doesn't even matter on the
I
matchup.
don't think this is a good idea to only send 2 mutas because that's exposing them a little bit too early and it's not going to do any damage to that, especially when that queen's just about done. And the response is the Ling Roach.
Last time I checked, Lings and Roaches couldn't shoot up.
That's okay though, it pulls them back and drops a few Spore Crawlers, which is the proper thing to do, and I just don't think these mutas aren't going to be able to do enough damage before these Spore Crawlers are actually done. And we do see that Spore at the natural.
One of them does get done, but as we all know, they do 3-shot mutas now.
Yep. And Feyn only survives with 2.
So we start with 2 and we end with 2. So net loss is 0. Or net gain is 0. However we want to look at that.
You started with 0, technically.
Yeah.
I think your logic's a little bit flawed there.
I'm sorry. Really sorry. I do need to step away. Oh, never mind. My lovely wife is going to take care of the ailing puppy. So again, big shout out to my wife Desiree, being super wonderful. So we do see the army of Tythorr just massing up in the front. Now the third for Feyn is just now finishing as well.
So these mutas actually went and attacked that Overlord there, and then like totally flew away when it was at 10 health.
Well, I mean, like, you never can be too sure.
I don't know, man. That's really, I think, the only thing these mutas are going to be useful for is denying the Overlord spread from Tythorr. And, considering he's definitely been on top of that Overlord production, I don't think it's going to exactly supply block him.
Yeah, but I mean, look at this big push.
Big push. Oh, man, this third is devastated.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot Feyn can do. Feyn just has range right now and a few mutas. I mean, once the Hydras get in position to deal with this, it's going to be night-night.
Yeah, all these lanes are just going to get annihilated. And the third falls. And we see 16 roaches in production for Feyn, along with, there's that roach speed. Improved spines, but no Hydras. So make use of that upgrade.
Yeah, no, I mean, we do see... Yeah, never mind. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong player on that one.
Yeah.
But I think this is fairly,
just like the last CBZs we're seeing,
Yeah, I mean, this is all
Viper Musashi over again.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how slow Zerg buildings regen, because this building, this hatch here, is only at 388 health. And at the beginning of the game, that Ling run by brought it down to 2-something. It's really slow. Anyway,
get out.
Those mutas have been picked off. We've got, a decent number of roaches here at the natural for Feyn, along with a few mutas. But it's just, this is a big Ling Roach Hydra Ball, and I don't think there's really anything that Feyn can do. Feyn is supply blocked now. Those Hydras have taken out almost every Overlord on the map from Feyn. And 163 supply to 102. I think this game it's pretty much in Tythorr's hands completely, and I don't think it's going to slip out.
Yeah, unless there's like a really bad engagement by Tythorr, this game looks pretty grim for Feyn. Making sure there is no hidden third that goes back up.
We can probably tell that Feyn is at least mildly frustrated. There's no production out of her right now, despite a bunch of money. Just kind of waiting for the end, I suppose.
Well, and it may be more so decision making.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how she responds to this. And the big push coming up the ramp as we see Tythorr with the flood of units up the front door. Feyn doing everything she can.
Largely superior army. Superior on upgrades and numbers. And it's going to completely knock the floor with those roaches. Spine crawlers falling. And the natural falls, and there's the GG. So Tythorr sweeping both of those series.
Going for the
3-0.
perfect 6-0
Yeah,
on the evening.
6-0 for the evening.